Welcome to Comic Station, issue number 20 for May 15th, 2013. I am Paul Nisi from FrontDoorsGamer.com, and Scott is out sick today, so it is just me. We're going to go over our new releases, highlights, as well as a review from Image. Kicking off our new releases highlights for issue number 20 is Avengers, The Enemy Within number 1 from Marvel. This is a crossover tie-in between the Avengers Assembled and Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel, in her comic book line, Carol Danvers, taking over from Marvel, really has been getting played, been getting taken advantage of, because it is found out that she has basically a tumor that is growing in her head that precludes her from flying. Otherwise it could get worse, cause hallucinations, and could die. So somebody is taking this to their advantage and having other villains try to force her into flying. I like the Captain Marvel line that is going on right now. So first thing, of course, that I noticed was, besides different writers and everything, the art style is... I did not enjoy the art style compared to the Captain Marvel line. Captain Marvel line itself is not smooth drawings, but it is a little rough, but it's kind of has some feeling to it, some character. However, I prefer the Felipe Andres artwork of Captain Marvel compared to Scott Hepburn's in this issue. Getting past that, though, the storyline was actually really nice. They continue along the lines of Captain Marvel. It is basically a continuation of a Captain Marvel issue, except for, of course, other Avengers are now working their way into this world. Again, the mysterious person, Captain Marvel, is trying to play games with her, using people, and taking advantage of that tumor. But really also, and this is the big point, is he's not just attacking her, he's attacking everything she stands for, everything she cares about. People in her lives, whether they are Avengers or just people within the same apartment building as her. And that is probably the most touching part about this series, this arc that is going on. However, again, I couldn't really get past the art style. The story was good, but it may be more enjoyable in a volume collection. So, while I enjoyed it, it just didn't have the same grip, the same pace to it. So, I enjoy it. If you enjoy Captain Marvel, or if you want to see more of Carol Danvers in her new uniform, then by all means pick it up. But if you're looking more for the Avengers part of it, at least this issue didn't have many Avengers at all, so you might want to move past it. The second book for today is from IDW, and this is Doomsday .1. This is really interesting because it starts with a group of scientists on an international space station. Not everyone gets along, first off. But while they're up there, one of the scientists discovers there is a world-ending event happening. It is a solar flare 4 times the size of Earth. Everyone's going to be destroyed. While the scientists are up in the space station trying to figure out how to get back to Earth, people on Earth are either making peace or they are taking advantage of it. Most of them obviously are trying to survive. There's some great scenes. There's a submarine, there's the Pope, there is the President. Really interesting scenes. There's a prison, and basically all bets are off. People are doing what they need to do to survive. And no spoiling anything, but it's really touching that it's interesting that while on Earth everything is basically survive for yourself, however on the space station one of the members sacrifices themselves to save the rest. So I like that dichotomy in that. That's an interesting twist on that. And they do end up making it back to Earth. So at this point it's going to be interesting as far as what will happen now, because basically Earth is a giant ash ball. Everything's been burned. So it's going to be interesting what they continue with it. It's an interesting idea. I like the artwork in here, so it's one to stay tuned for. Maybe check out, come back to it on the second or third issue and see how it's going along. Our final new release highlight for today is from Dark Horse Comics and is Dream Thief #1. This is a 1 of 5, and I'll just jump the gun here and say that I'll probably be getting all 5 of these issues. It is a really interesting idea. I really enjoy the artwork in here, and by Greg Smallwood. I like how the artwork is very boxed, yet it has different flares of personality within it. There are kind of these standout little pop-ups that come up in the issues. There are playing with the colors, because John Lincoln, the main character, he's kind of a bum. He's also kind of a pothead, hence some of the color changing going on. And he's kind of selfish. One night after getting high, he ends up stealing an Aboriginal face mask, and next thing he knows, he wakes up and he has killed people. Now, the first person he kills, maybe there's a reason for it. But then he kind of blames some bad weed, and then he falls asleep, wakes up, and he's done it again. This one, not so obvious of why he did it. So, it kind of seems like it's a revenge killing, spirits that are making him kill for them. But on the other hand, I don't know what the second killing is for. So, it'll be interesting. It's a really different idea, and I really like that Dark Horse took a chance on this and brought out something that is so different than the mainstream. Alright, up next, we're going to continue the theme of dreaming, and we will have a review from Image. For our review today, we have The Dream Merchant #1 from Image Comics. This one, first thing you're going to notice right off the bat is when you pick it up, it is a double-sized issue, 52 pages, and it uses every page. But I'll get back to that. First off, you're going to notice that the writing on here is by Nathan Edmondson, and the artwork is Konstantin Novosov. And right off the bat with the artwork, it has a raw style to it that usually some people may not enjoy it, but it does fit this theme and it fits the storyline very well, and it kind of helps define the story. The story going on is about Winslow. Winslow has been having a reoccurring dream ever since he was a child. First off, the first half of this dream has basically haunted him. He is constantly falling, and it's always in the same deserted area, and nothing is around. So as it goes on, the dream becomes more constant, and he becomes obsessed with it to the point where it has taken over his life, and he is put into a mental hospital. So the first half of the book kind of almost seems where you don't know if it's his sanity that's in question or if what is going on, and that sets up for the second half. The second half of the book introduces a more supernatural idea of basically during one of the sessions of being hypnotized by a new doctor, he has the same dream again, per as usual, except for this time there are 3 figures staring back at him, glaring at him. They know he's there. He wakes up, he's in a panic, and these 3 figures end up chasing him. Like I said in the first half, you don't quite know if he's really sane or not. He is in a mental hospital. So that sets that right off, but it quickly becomes apparent that it's actually happening. Within the mental hospital, he has a friend, and he also has kind of a confidant, kind of maybe a romantic interest, who has been feeding him books on dreams so he can research his dream. Again, he's obsessed with it, and he believes there are meanings, there's purpose behind everything. He ends up running away with Anne, the cafeteria helper, and ends up getting rescued by a 4th figure. So there's a lot in here that sets up questioning what is going on, a little bit of plot twist. It set it up one way and then it turns into another. The Artwork, again, is a little raw, but I like the storyline. It's a very interesting idea, very fresh, and it does make you question what exactly are the dreams. And there is something that is brought up, and it's not a spoiler, everyone, if you go on to Image Comics, right in the blurb about the summary, is his dream is a reality that everyone else has been made to forget. But what is it about his dream that is that reality? And what are these figures trying to get out of him? What are they trying to do to him? What is this fourth figure that is helping him? What is his purpose? What is he doing? There's a lot of questions, a lot of ideas. Again, interesting idea, dream with dreams, meaning behind dreams. So there's a lot behind this. Again, it uses every page of the 52 pages. If it had been just a regular issue size, I don't know if it would have been as interesting because the pace took a little while to get up. It took a little bit into the almost to the second half of the book for the pace to pick up. So one of the concerns is if the following issues are regular size, if they can maintain a pace that won't drag too long. But going off of this issue, I thought it was great. Frontwardsgamer.com, we gave it a score. It is up now, 8 out of 10. Great. Check it out. Alright, so that was the review for this week. Again, Scott is out sick, so we don't have a recommendation tonight. But go out, let us know. Instead, give us a recommendation. Leave a comment below, let us know what you're reading, and let us know what you think, as always. Again, this is Paul Nisa from FrontwardsGamer.com signing off for Comic Station issue number 20 for May 15th, 2013. See you next week.